Well, obviously, we got a great challenge in front of us with the great Texas A&M team. Many people in the baseball circles and colleagues of mine often refer to them as the most balanced team in college baseball. So we obviously know that we have a huge challenge in front of us. It's obviously a big weekend for us. It's a big weekend for them. That's what makes playing in the SEC so much fun. We're familiar with their players. They're familiar with us as we played 3 games last year. They are terrific in all aspects. They're athletic. They got maybe the best hitter in the country in Boomer White. They have power. Got a kid with double-digit home runs, but they can hit home runs 1 through 9. They're very, very deep on the mound, power arms in the bullpen. A very, very balanced team, and a very, very experienced team. And they got a lot of maturity about them. They've played at a high level all year long. So it's a great challenge for us. It should be an exciting series. Obviously, we get to play here at home, and that's going to make it a lot of fun for our players. It's a great opponent for senior weekend, and there's certainly a lot on the line for our team and their team. And so we're excited about playing. We're going to have to play our best baseball to be able to put ourselves in position to win. And but that's how it is most cases when you play in the SEC. So this is no different other than the fact that we're playing one of the elite teams, not only in our conference but in the country. But comfortable and lucky and thankful that we get to play at home in front of our fans, and hopefully they'll help us put our team in position to win. We're certainly going to need them in our corner.
Questions? Mike.
Coach, with Carolina and Florida tied at the top of the SEC East, how much do you talk about that with your players at all, and how much pressure is on you guys this weekend? And do the players really feel that right now? How much talk is there right now in the dugout about winning the SEC maybe?
I don't talk to them about where we are too much because each game is very, very important in its own right. There's a lot of things that can be accomplished even if we don't win the SEC regular season. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be accomplished. People are throwing out seeding and hosting, and we're just trying to win tomorrow night. And if we play our best baseball this weekend, we put ourselves in position to win a couple games, then we might have some bigger and greater opportunities because of the type of season we had. But we need to play well, and we're not saying we have to play well because of this. We have to play well because we want to beat Texas A&M, not because of what comes with it. And that's too much for a young kid to think about, so I don't want to overburden them. Just want them to play their best baseball tomorrow night and see if we can put ourselves in position to win the game. I've told them all year long, let's play 56 and then see where we stand. And that approach has worked okay, and we'll try to continue with that front because I certainly don't want them to think about the ramifications or think about something other than winning. And sometimes that doesn't produce the results that you want.
Kevin.
Josh has kind of had a rough stretch here over the past week or so. Where is his confidence right now, and where's your confidence in him?
I had great confidence in him. I thought he threw the ball great at Kentucky. He gave up, one home run that went about 325 feet, and it was wind aided. But other than that one pitch, boy, he was terrific, both on Friday and on Sunday. And Reed Scott did a great job this weekend against PC to give our bullpen a rest. And I think that Tyler Johnson and Josh Reagans should be fresh for the weekend. And I think that's good news for us. But I love Josh Reagan. I love putting him in the game with the game on the line. He did make a mistake, and he's made a couple here. And some of that, we can help him a little bit more than we helped him. Maybe could have walked a guy here or there. He just throws strikes, and sometimes he's going to give up some hits because he doesn't have overpowering stuff. But Josh has been one of our best pitchers all year long, and with the game on the line, we're very, very comfortable giving him the ball. And I thought he threw the ball great at Kentucky. Pitchers are going to make mistakes. These are college kids. Made one mistake, but if that ball would have been a line drive bullet to the right fielder, we've been talking about how great he was. The fact that it just got up 20 feet higher in the air. We're talking about him, giving up the game-tying home run. But he's been terrific, and I think he's been a lot better. I don't think he'll tell you he threw the ball very good against Georgia, and maybe he had a little hangover against Florida in that ninth inning. But I thought at Kentucky he was terrific. He pitched with the edge, and he has confidence about him, and he's handled his deal fine. I have no problem giving him the ball with our game on the line, the season on the line. We need a big out. Josh Reagans been our guy, and we'll still go to him.
Matt, and then Brian.
A&M was scoring double-digit runs a lot earlier in the year, and then against Vanderbilt, I guess they won with a couple of shutouts. Is that what kind of makes them tough, is they can beat you so many different ways?
Yeah, they're very physical. They're very offensive. It'll be maybe the best offensive lineup we face all year long. Obviously, they have, I think many people think, the best hitter in college baseball, hitting in the middle of their lineup. They got guys that can protect him, so you got to kind of pitch to him. It's a very good team. You know, from 1 to 9, when they're hitting 320 as a team, I mean, that's very difficult to do. So they do it with physicality, maturity, strength. They got some guys that can run. Obviously, they have guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. So this is balanced the offensive team as we'll face all year long. And our pitchers are going to have to be at the top of their game. You know, there's no doubt about that. They're going to score. So, you know, we got to try to limit them as best we can. And you flip that around. Offensively, we got our work cut out for us because we've been struggling a little bit of late. And we got to find a way to get creative to score more runs than maybe the best offensive team in the country scores. And that's going to be a challenge for us.
Brian, and then Kyle.
Like Andrew said, y'all are calling it fill-up founders. How important is it to have that electricity like y'all had in those 2 games of the Florida series here from the fans?
I wouldn't expect anything less. I don't think we have to call it anything. I think our fans are going to come if we called it. I better not say something inappropriate, but I mean, they're gonna come because what's on the line, and their Gamecocks are playing the Aggies for an opportunity to put yourself in a great position to win the conference championship. So I don't. The fact that it's our fans will be here, and I think they'll be energized and passionate. I think that'll make it easier for our team, and that'll increase the momentum, or the adrenaline, I should say. Should give our guys a lot of adrenaline to play well and play with a little bounce and some energy, and hopefully it'll make it difficult on our opponent. We're going to need our fans in our corner, you know, this weekend. There's no doubt about it, because we have a great challenge in front of us. And the home field advantage has got to play a part in this deal for us to have a successful weekend.
Kyle, John, and then Colin.
Kind of going off of that a little bit, obviously there's 2 of the top teams in SEC, and you were in this position a couple weeks ago with Florida, so do you think that helped your team a lot, knowing the kind of added attention that goes to series like
well,
this?
I think so, and I mean, I think our kids understand that there's a lot on the line each and every game that you play in this league, and every weekend. I know some of the weekends gather more media attention than others, but they're all extremely important. And I think going through the Florida series, you know, it won't be a new experience for our guys, the guys that are new here, and hopefully that calms them down a little bit and gives them some confidence. But you know, this is a different team than Florida. It's not the same team, and they're going to present a lot of the same challenges because, you know, Texas A&M is as good as anybody that will play. But the fact that it's a big series, it's at home, it's an SEC opponent, lots on the line, just like it was against Florida, it shouldn't be a new experience for our guys.
John, Colin, David, and then Matt.
You said just a second ago that y'all have to get creative to find ways to score. Now, what do you mean by that? Is that lineup? Is that approach? Is that, you know, how you manage?
I mean, find a way to get some 2-out hits, and maybe I bunt a little bit earlier in the game than I've been bunting, get some guys in scoring position. Maybe we push the envelope a little bit more from a hit and run standpoint or sending runners. There's all kinds of different ways, you know, but the kids got to go out there and execute. You know, we swung the bat very well against those guys and a lot of the same pitchers last year in College Station. That doesn't guarantee us anything this weekend. But our guys have seen their arms, and their arms are much improved from a year ago, but they're still the same kids. So our guys should, you know, we're going to get pitches to hit. Now, it's great stuff that's going to be coming in there, but we're going to get pitches to hit, and we just got to execute and get some big hits and 2-out hits. And, we need our best players to play well. And ultimately, that's at the end of the day, that's it. Our middle of our lineup and our best players need to perform at a high level. I don't think we're going to beat Texas A&M with just a small portion of our lineup producing. It has to be everyone's got to pitch in, and if they're not getting hits, they got to be advancing runners. They got to make quality outs and not just get in there and wail away and strike out and not move guys up or that sort of thing. If we make an out, which obviously we will, got to try to make it as productive as we can, and because it is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge against those guys. They play great defense too. They're fielding 978. They're deep on the mound, and obviously, I don't think you can prepare to beat Texas A&M 2-1. I don't think that's going to happen. You're going to have to score some runs, and because I think they're going to score. So I hope our kids will come ready to play and ready to swing the bat the way they're capable of. They're going to have to.
Kind of sticking with that, where's the confidence with this team hitting-wise? And you mentioned after Tuesday night's game that you think maybe 1 or 2 more guys need to step up around Alex to be a force offensively. And have you seen guys like that?
Well, we've had some good practices this week. I mean, that doesn't guarantee you anything once the game starts. And they could, Jonesy might not be feeling good about himself right now, but if he laces a double in the first inning tomorrow night, he might feel like, great. I mean, so confidence can swing, in one at bat. I have the utmost confidence in our team from an offensive standpoint. We've put up some pretty good numbers, and against some of the better pitchers in the country, we've performed from time to time very, very well. Haven't been as consistent as I'd like, but from time to time we've performed very well against some of the elite pitchers in the country. So, but we're going to need to do it very consistently this weekend. It can't be, first 3 innings we swing it well, and the next 3 we don't. That's not going to work. We're going to have consistent at bats all the way through to beat these guys, and I think our players understand that.
David and then Matt.
You spoke the other night about your confidence in John. Is it at all a challenge for you to figure out where to hit him as he works through this?
Yeah, and I've moved him around a little bit, and I don't know if I sit here and say I have this thing. I don't obviously have it figured out. But I do know this: for us to be the team that we want to be, not only this weekend but a couple weeks down the road, we need him performing at a high level. We need him just to be John Jones. We don't need him to hit 500 or 600 like he was hitting in February and March. We just need him to be a very consistent performer for us, because he's certainly capable of doing that, and that's why I'm sticking with him. That being said, he's a threat. I hate to hit him down in the 7 or 8 hole, because then there's no protection, for Destino or Dom in the top. There's not as much as I would like. John Jones has the respect of our opponent. I can assure you that. And so having him behind some of our better hitters, whether John's getting hits or not, is advantageous for us. And so that's why I've hesitated, hitting him 7th or 8th, because I don't want Alex Destino intentionally walked every time he comes up.
Matt.
Jonah's been particularly good for you guys in SEC playing. Has got some big hits, I guess, the last few weeks. Just what have you seen from him, and how important has he been in the middle of the lineup?
Well, he's been solid. He's just a steady guy that moves runners. I don't think he does anything totally outlandish. He doesn't have great power, and he's not wearing it out from an extra base hit standpoint, but he gives you a quality at bat. I think the thing that stood out for Jonah is he's just played great defense for us at third. He's been a nice, solid player for us and very consistent. As he continues to get stronger here and develops, I think his best baseball is in front of him from an offensive standpoint. But he's done very well. He's done everything I've asked him to do. I mean, eventually I think he'll hit for a little bit more power than he's hitting for right now. But that being said, he had a big home run against Kentucky and had some extra base hits in Lexington last weekend. So he's been a nice player for us this year in more ways than one. He's a good leader too, great character kid, coach's dream. Hopefully he'll have a big weekend for us this weekend.
Colin.
Madison's been seeing the lineup a little bit more, and after he missed maybe the first month of the season, what have you seen from him from a work standpoint to kind of catch up to his teammates?
Well, I just had to try to give him some at bats. I mean, and that's just the thing why he's been in there. I just want to give him some consistent opportunities to see if he can make our team a little bit more formidable offensively, and because he has great bat speed, he can hit the ball out of the park. He has some power, he can run. And people don't understand it. Madison, he's about our third fastest player on our team. If I clocked him on the 60, he can run pretty good. But I put him in there because I just felt like we needed a little jump start offensively, and he's given us something. But he's still trying to find his way. He's still trying to get comfortable. He had a couple big hits at Kentucky, and if he settles in, I think he can make a huge difference for us offensively.